upcoming week, going from Tuesday, September 24th to Tuesday, October 1st. Okay, Aries, what do I have going on with you? Aries, I feel someone coming in over here to the right side of you, which is going to represent not only your future side, but it also represents your power outside. And what I feel is this energy, this spiritual energy coming in and shoving you a little bit. And my interpretation of it is that at first, maybe you don't care for it. The thing is, sometimes when our protector guides or our guides in general who know what is best for us come in, they come in with a very assertive attitude. And they don't give you a whole lot of leeway to give your opinion. If you don't like the fact that they're there and that they're shoving you, it is probably due to the fact that you have either not listened previously or that you don't really know what's good for you at this time, and they know something beyond what you do. So my sense here is that you should really be tuning in before this occurs, and it really feels to me like it's happening as soon as today. Now, I know some of you are on different time zones, so I'm really talking about Tuesday. I'm talking about Wednesday, especially into Tuesday evening. I see this force coming and shoving you and you being a little bit taken off guard by it. So don't be surprised if some things this week are propelling you forward and you weren't entirely prepared, even though you suspected that they were coming. If you were to look back at the last 3 weeks to a month, you would have had some inclination that this was heading your way. Now, you can ride these waves. It doesn't have to become a full-on storm, nor do you have to fall from the push. But you are going to have to be aware. You're going to have to stay focused. And you're going to have to be mindful of what your gut instinct is telling you to do. This is no time to get caught up in emotion. For some of you, I do want to mention, you may be hearing from a daughter. You may have a daughter or another female in your life who relies on you. I wouldn't even rule out that this could be a romantic partnership if you tend to have someone with a lot of feminine energy who kind of leans on you a lot. We could be looking at this around Thursday and Friday where they're really requiring a great deal. And you have been dealing with this person and saying, gee, I'm really not sure what is my responsibility and how much I ought to be given. I want to make sure that I'm not enabling in any way. And my sense here is that if you can help this person out over this particular hump, we might be looking at them having the ability finally, after a long time of potential growth, to finally step up to the next level. Now, let's see. We have to do Taurus. Keep an eye on me in case I veer off track again. Okay, Taurus. First thing I'm getting here with you, also like Aries, little bit over here to the right side, which is going to be the future, but technically here, dead center in the middle. This is about your present time and something that you're going through right now currently. This force comes from up above and it comes as water. I'm hearing drum circles. I'm hearing from your ancestors. I'm hearing from your guides. These are all major cleansing symbols. And what this has to do with is you releasing and letting go of something that is no longer serving you. We may also be looking at, it's a bit of a reach. It's a bit of a hand coming from the free will future over here, reaching into your finances, your bank account, your work and money, and threatening to take something from you. My sense here is that these two elements work together. Nobody likes to hear that it's time for some change or that it's time to let go of something that we had been relying on, especially anything affecting our finances, is going to be altered in some way. But ultimately, this is for your bigger prosperity. I feel that you, not all of you, of course, I'm talking sun, moon, rising. And if this doesn't apply, then it doesn't apply to you this week. But many of you might find that you've been holding on to something, kind of like beating a dead horse, dragging it along with you. It doesn't fit. It hasn't fit in a long, long time. And it does feel to me like it is affecting other areas of prosperity in your life. Your career needs to flourish. And you need to be open to this change because it could lead you right into what is actually written in your life contract and what is on your life path and purpose you ought to be spending your time in. So take this guidance wisely. You may also be hearing from fathers, grandfathers, male ancestors, or that, more dominant energy guiding and directing you, especially on Thursday and Friday. So be watching for signs and symbols, dreams, them coming and trying to tell you what it is that you really ought to be doing or how to handle some of this change. I actually feel like it's a really exciting time. I don't see change as bad. Holding on to things. Okay, could be though. So let's move on to Gemini. What am I getting for you this week? Wednesday. Dollar signs in the morning, which is going to be tomorrow morning for many of us, depending on your time zone. So come tomorrow morning, I see dollar signs going into, it's almost like 8 a.m., 10, going into the afternoon. Some of you could be getting an email. Some of you could be hearing about a court case that is finalized. You could be hearing back, I don't know, from your lawyer, some type of settlement, an estate. For others, it's almost like a business deal finally going through. I'm under the impression that you've been waiting on this thing. So I don't see it coming out of nowhere. Most of you don't look shocked to me. So this thing coming in, being finalized, I'm hearing that there's nothing else for you to do. It's sort of like take advantage, enjoy, ride the wave. Here it comes. You really already earned it, or you would say it's like karmic debt. All right. For others, this seems to be a part one and a part two. So some of you may be like, great, closing on a chapter. I'm going to take that. I'm going to bank it. This is great going forward. I see for some of you looking into real estate and advancement with almost like a business opportunity, being able to invest it in expansion and things like this. For some of you, I'm seeing a new car. Now, with others, this would be the first part of you moving forward, and you would have some opportunities here in business to officially bring in, whether it's outside investors, a business partner, start a brand new venture. This could be moving some of you out of state or out of like the county or, whatever, where you've been, but at a far enough distance that it's brand new territory. Okay. And what I'm feeling is that you're going to be riding this for approximately the next year. So if we were to look at this planetarily, I would say that you're going to be supported by the planets for that period of time to build this thing going forward. And then you can reap long-term benefits if you play your hand wisely on that in 3 different stages. It's kind of a longer message there to that we won't get into today. But anyways, Geminis, congratulations on that. I do just want to say real quick before I move on to Cancers, there is talk of an old love partner or of an ex or of an old heartbreak. Sometimes when I'm talking about these things, I don't mean this in a literal sense. I don't mean that someone from your past is going to necessarily resurrect and, proclaim their love for you or that they've changed. However, it can happen. It can also be stirred in your thoughts, in your emotions, in your mentality in such a way that it starts to actually affect your energy levels and what you're doing with your time and actions. So my feeling with this is that if it's being stirred and it's more mental and emotional, this does not mean go and reach out to that person. Why am I dreaming about him? Why is his name coming up? Why did he show up? It doesn't necessarily mean that you need to go running back. It means that there's some unfinished business or something that hasn't been fully processed. Double check yourself. Is it within you? Is it something that you need to do mentally, emotionally? Did you not learn all the lessons from it that you should have? Did you not yet take the negatives and convert them into positives? Or this could be coming back around for some of you. I'm feeling like it's a little back and forth. Okay. Let's see. We're moving on to what? Cancers, right? Okay. Cancer. What is going on with you? Somebody's throwing a ball at you. Now, it's kind of funny because I have a bunch of grandmothers and aunties behind you and, I want to say your guides, a lot of feminine energy, ancestors, silly people. They're teasing you. They keep throwing these balls at you. There are a couple interesting things about this symbolism. What this is going to mean is that they want you to play, not necessarily with them, but just in general, that you've become too serious. And I'm hearing within the last 2.5 to 3 weeks, heavy, a lot of cancers, heavy, sad, maybe battling some, can't prescribe a diagnosis, but it could be like depression. It could be almost like an anxiety, an aching of the heart, and an aching of old heartaches being resurrected. And my sense here is that the best cure for you right now is laughter, and you don't even see it. So they're quite literally throwing these balls at you, trying to catch you off guard, trying to get you to play. Now, because they can't do that in a literal sense, they're going to use things around you, okay? Fortune cookies and funny posts and the people, right? People are the mouthpiece for God. So the people around you, circumstances, symbolism, numerology, all kinds of things, just sending you also, I almost feel like they're like ringing my ears like crazy, little treats and benefits for you. If your left ear is ringing like crazy this week, some people also feel like a pressure, like when an airplane goes up and comes down. That is them communicating. That's called clairaudient ability. We think we have tinnitus, and it isn't actually that. It's them putting the messages in your heads. Pay attention to your thought patterns. Regardless, the fact that they want you joyful is symbolic of that being the remedy to your heaviness. And it'll come fairly easy to you. You just have to allow it in when it does come. The fact that these balls are also red is a power symbol. So for those of you Cancers who have been feeling powerless, you've been feeling as though someone robbed you, lied to you, cheated you, took away from you, you will be getting your power back through that joy and laughter. And while it may not make logical sense now, do it, play with it, and you'll see. Leo, what is going on with you, Leo? I'm hearing a marching band. I'm hearing a marching band coming from your past and coming up here closer to your future. It's getting louder. It's getting louder. What I feel from this is that you are heading something up. You are finding yourself in more of a leadership position, but it's an interesting dynamic because even if you're leading the band, you couldn't have a band if there weren't players. And if everybody didn't play their part, the whole system would cease to exist. So it's as though you're leading it, and then it's as though you're part of it. I feel that there's a lot of power in what I'm listening to and the way that they're marching and as close as they're coming in and at the speed that they're coming. My interpretation of this is, especially Thursday, I'm hearing this could very well be affecting your work and your money. You may want to, I want to say for some of you, I also feel like I'm talking about relationship. If you are approaching a new mark with your work and your money, doing something new, taking on a power position, but understanding who you are in the whole of things. For those of you who are doing this in relationship, where you're debating on maybe a proposal, a marriage, even leaving a toxic relationship, this again would be a huge advancement in all of that. You're going to have all of the equipment, all of the tools, all of the players, all of the fun going forward. But it is coming, and it does feel to me like it's on a pretty quick time constraint, okay? Think of the way marching bands operate. There is no time. There is no room for error. It's militant, okay, in a lot of ways. I do also feel for you, Leos, Friday, Saturday, I feel like get your feet in the water and really allow the ocean, the water, a creek, the shower. I mean, find some water and allow your feet to really soak and allow it to wash away or go down the drain. I would highly recommend even Epsom salt, standing on it and allowing negativity to be pulled out of the bottom of your feet. Visualize while the water washes over you the things that you don't want to hold on to mentally, emotionally, physically, okay? Heartache, even things for others. I feel a lot of you worried about your parents and even their like medical state, mental state. Let it wash out of you. Let it wash out. You are not to take on the entire world, okay? There are other people to handle that. Virgo, what is going on with you? 3 hit days. What is today? So Tuesday, Wednesday, then we have Thursday. The interesting thing is it seems almost like this is a 3-parter. I want to say that for some of you, you could be having 2 hit days and then a pause and then another one after that. It looks to me as though these are opportunities coming in. I would almost say that these are potential contracts. These are voices of direction. This is attention from someone that you were hoping to get attention from. For some of you, I do feel like I'm talking about love, but love in a powerful sense. Love in the sense that you might be finding someone who is really more like almost like a power couple, can make you into a power couple, or you see this person as a power player. So sometimes we put people up on a pedestal and we're like, well, I could never get somebody like that, or I could never get that person. You could, and this could be it. I'm also feeling, though, for some of you, again, back to the contracts and things that I was seeing, these are like business opportunities, almost like signing on, okay, a contract with maybe a potential business partner, expansion, clients, okay, gigs, things like this. However, for some of you, there's more of a sense, and this is later toward the end of the week, and then coming up again like Monday and Tuesday, there's more of a sense of you being recognized. Now, when I see being recognized, I'm under the impression that a mentor might be coming your way, someone who has already done what you want to do. Not only that, someone who has already done what you dream and aspire to do, but think, I can't have that. That won't happen for me. Or I can't live off of that. Or I don't know the first thing about doing that, but I feel passion for doing that. This mentor might be coming in and helping you figure out how to actually do it. I think this is going to be an important week for you to not hold yourself back and then just be like, well, that was interesting. That was a weird coincidence. There are no coincidences. This is a major synchronicity that the universe is gifting you. And if you don't run with it, it's going to be a wasted opportunities. I would really ride this one out. Libra, what do I have going on for you? I have 2 chunks of change falling at the bottom of your right foot and ankle. Now, the right ankle and right foot symbolically is going to mean power out. It's also going to mean your footing, where you're going, how you walk, how you travel, where you're headed. The fact that it fell right where it did is a power symbol, meaning that you're going to have what you need to make those advancements, but it came in 2 separate parts. So it's almost like there's one change and then there's another change. There could be like one financial boost and then a separate financial boost. You're going to have to really pick these up very quickly is what I feel. It almost reminds me of a situation where I was talking about my daughter the other day. She found a $20 bill at the mall, and when she lifted it up, a man going in the opposite direction saw and snatched it right out of her hand. A grown man. Can you imagine? Yeah.
I got $20 though.
Yeah, he sure did, right? Can you imagine the karma on that? So it reminds me of this, where you're picking up the money really quickly, and you're just kind of putting this change in your pocket, and you're acting like you didn't see it, like nobody saw it, almost like you saw something that no one else did, or you got your hands on some piece of information that nobody else did. So whether this is like inside information somehow fell on your feet, this is something you're going to want to take advantage of. I do see, Libra, also a little bit of a road trip for you. And it felt to me like you left the house and went out quite quickly in a bit of a sports car, and then kind of went around in a circle a few times. And I want to say that even if you can't take a big trip right now, or you feel that you need space for yourself and to regroup and to collect your head and really figure out where you're going over the course of the next couple months, you may have an overwhelming sense that things are loading up on your shoulders, like it's become too much weight. Even though things look good, they look really, really good, it could feel heavy and a bit anxiety inducing. So get away. Even if you have to just drive in circles a little bit, it'll be a good stress release for you. Scorpio, what is going on with you? I'm hearing a knocking at the door, and I'm hearing it behind me and up above me a little bit. Now, that's going to mean skeletons in the closet, stuff swept under the carpet, unfinished business. The fact that it's knocking on the door is, it's knocking on the door, okay? It's time. It's here. What is it? It feels to me almost like, for some of you, there was stuff you were supposed to let go of, whether this is real estate, this was some type of an investment you've been holding on to, a business that you've been holding on to for too long. Somebody died and you were supposed to give them their share, or like, where's my share? I'm hearing something you were supposed to give out or let go of. Sometimes when you let go of things, you're thinking in terms of it's mine, so what does it matter? It may not be yours. Everything belongs to the universe. So if you hold on to anything beyond what you should, there could be consequences to that long term. Now, it also feels to me like for some of you, I'm talking about communication, and I'm talking about communication in love. Now, I could be talking about romantically, but for others, I'm almost getting the impression that I'm talking about you and your children, or you and your family, you and your parents. It's as though you're supposed to be telling someone. For others, it could even be a friend, like an apology or some kind of burn, a bridge was burnt, and you want to rebuild this. So make sure that if there's anything left unsaid, you are definitely putting it out there. I'm also feeling that for some of you, there could be a lot of fertility. And if this isn't a great time for you, you may want to lock that on up. Okay, for others, congratulations. I'm looking at anywhere from 1 to 3 children, a potential set of twins. Sagittarius, what is going on with you? Okay, so Sag, I'm feeling a little bit of a stopping and starting, a stopping and a starting. I'm seeing you get in the rhythm. Feeling as though you're in power, you're in control. I see you in some leadership with your work. I see you talking. I see you communicating out in front of a group, an audience, and feeling as though I got it. Everyone's hearing me. They're listening to me. I'm going. And then it's like you stalled out. And then you were feeling like, is this going somewhere? Do I even really belong here? A lot of double-mindedness going on with this. My sense is that this is a great opportunity for you to examine whether or not this is really where you want to be, but examine how it feels when you are in that leadership position, how it feels when you are feeling the winds of your effort in your work. And ask yourself once and for all, is it just that part of it that I really like, but do I need to take it and maybe go apply it somewhere else? I'm really feeling that over the course of the next 3 to 4 weeks and months for you, especially on Wednesday even, it might sort of be all around you or coming in, invading you, even through your dreams possibly. But that you might need to be putting your efforts into bigger causes, environmental, grassroots, civil rights, revolutionary type thinking. Okay, try to put your strengths and leadership where they can do more good than what they are right now, especially if you're in like corporate, blood-sucking type of a situation. I mean, just polluting and just, really where are you? Like, where are you putting all of this great effort and energy that you have? How could you use this for the greater good? You're going to be challenged with that question. And I do see you getting visits also from grandfathers in dreams, fathers, paternal energies coming to you. A lot of people who served in the military saying, be honorable, okay? Stick to an ethical code and have integrity going forward, and they'll be giving you some instruction there. Capricorn, what is going on with you? It's interesting. I have a lot of spirits around you this week. So Capricorn, I don't see you having much alone time, that's for sure. Welcome to my world. It's sort of like you're aware of them, but you don't know who they are. And they're talking to you, and they're even potentially touching you, but you don't know what for or what they're trying to say. I would always recommend to everybody, level 1 psychic mediumship development class, learn the language of spirit communication. But in the meantime, it's as though they're trying to bring you comfort. It's also as though you've been feeling heavy about a situation, and they're trying to uplift you. So I see your head going down, feeling heavy on, I want to say Wednesday evening, possibly into Thursday afternoon. And then on Friday, it's sort of like they're uplifting you. You take your head up and out of the water, water being a cleansing symbol, and you have fresh eyes. I see you laughing. I feel you light and joyful and full of excitement about 2 potential ventures that are coming up over here to the future. So once your attitude shifts a bit, these things are able to come in. One of them does feel like engagement in community, engagement with other people. The other one feels to me like a trip, something just pure fun, enjoyable, and a bit of a getaway. I do feel a child coming to you, someone more immature, someone in need of your assistance. I want to say be open on Saturday, be open on Sunday afternoon. Possibly this person is put in an immature situation because they are turning themselves into a victim or they are using. So when a lot of people use or they drink, they become really stunted in their growth and development and childlike in a lot of ways. That could be it for some of what I'm looking at here. For others, it quite literally feels like someone younger, immature, or a child coming to you for assistance, but it has everything to do with mental and emotional state, stability, and well-being. Aquarius, I'm doing it again. Aquarius, what is going on with you? I feel you're trying to move very, very quickly. It's almost like you heard the gun go off. It's a race. It's a race in your head. You think you can get to the finish line if you just pick everything up and you keep climbing that mountain and you just go as fast as you can. I see you doing this 3 times, or I see you doing this in 3 areas, and I see you doing this for 3 to 5 days of the week. I want to say that you're running the risk of burning yourself out. And for many of you, I almost feel like this horoscope, this is going to seem like a weird statement. I'm supposed to try to be accurate and all, but it's like it already happened. It's like this happened last week. So what I'm talking about here for those of you who just went through this is a correction of the problem this week. Okay, but for some, you're really entering this. And what it looks like to me is burning out around the 3rd venture, the 3rd day of it, through the 3rd event, and then realizing I can't do this and having a bit of a panic, like, okay, then I'm not going to achieve everything that I was supposed to, then I'm going to take a loss here, I'm going to take a hit. And I feel like, no, you're not. It's not all about you being in control. Let go of some of that ego, let go of a lot of that fear, and have more of an attitude of blind faith. Trust that the universe also has a perfect timing. And as long as you're doing what you're supposed to with your free will, you don't have to do it at a glacial pace, but you don't have to do it at such a rampant rate that you're destroying the joy and your health and your well-being. So we're going to have to get some things corrected and in order here. I do feel some breakthroughs also coming for a couple of you more toward Thursday. And then I'm hearing Friday morning, but then I'm hearing another hit on Tuesday afternoon. For some of you, very, very late Monday evening. I don't even know that you're going to see it until Tuesday, but it's almost like a confirmation email, confirmation call, confirmation that somebody that you really needed to have in your life or somebody who is being kept from you might be coming in once and for all. And for those of you that are dealing even with like custody issues and things like this, we could see a bit of a breakthrough around that time. Pisces, I have a strange sense of almost like something touching my neck and trying to get my attention. I'm under the impression that for many of you, your joy guides, remember our joy guide is also our spiritual development guide. This guide is also here to help us to remember our life's purpose. And they do it in a fun way, a joyful way, a comforting way through, songs and nursery rhymes and little gifts and things like this. I feel your joy guide coming up, trying to communicate with you, but being very childlike, almost timid about it, and being a little concerned about where you are emotionally and whether or not you're really going to do what you need to do. So I want to say that while things are subtle and nice, you may want to work with this energy before it gets pushy, because guides will do that. You are at a place right now where you need to do some examination on 2 separate relationships. One does feel to me like I'm talking about sisterhood, brotherhood, family, best friends. The other one feels to me like I'm talking about a romantic partnership where you have quite possibly been taken advantage of. You feel that you chose, for whatever godly unknown reasons, right? You chose to wear these rose-colored glasses, even though you knew that this was going on. And now you're a little far out at sea. It's not as easy to just jump ship now that you let this person at the helm. And you're going to have to rope back in some boundaries and reality and remove yourself from this circumstance. I do feel that if you allow it to go much longer, it could be affecting your concentration, your energy level. This person could be a significant drain to you. It could even affect, if I didn't say at work or at school and with your training and things like this. You seem to be very distracted even in conversations. It's like people are talking and it's wah, 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 you know, like peanuts. You're not hearing, you're so tied up in this relationship in your head. So we're going to want to just kind of, okay, with that one. All right, guys. Thanks so much. That was Tuesday, September 24th to Tuesday, October 1st. Again, subscribe to me on YouTube at Ask a Medium, and you will be able to access your weeklies and monthlies. Octobers are going up here over the course of this upcoming week for every zodiac sign. And for those of you who are still tuning in for the Ask Medium show, I'm about to get to your questions right now, so keep typing them in. Thanks, everybody.